Welcome back guys. So in this video, I'm explaining about the components of email. So I believe you have enough experience composing email message over the years. So when we think about example of email message, there are several things you need to consider. The first component is the recipient. So this one is the main components of email. So including the email addresses of the people to the individuals you want to send the email. So you can enter the recipient email addresses in the to field. So you can also include the additional recipient in the CC and BCC field. So it's also important to enter valid email addresses to ensure that it's reach its recipient. So this one is the recipient component. So when you talk about to field specifies the email's primary recipient. So this is the person or group of people who will be responsible for taking actions or responding to the email. So when you talk about the CC, or we can call as a carbon copy field, so it's including additional recipient in the electronic mail. So these people are not the primary recipient but may be interested in the electronic mail's content or need updates on the situations. A CC recipient can simultaneously reply to everyone, including the primary recipient. So then the next thing is BCC. So BCC we called as a blind carbon copy field, and it's include recipient who should receive the electronic mail but whose email addresses should not be visible to others. So this feature acts as an incognito mode of email. So when you are composing email message. So therefore, the receiver need to be careful while conversing via electronic mail. So the CC recipient can only reply to the sender unless the BCC recipient reply to everyone by choosing reply to all. Then only the CC recipient will get the reply all option. Okay, so next thing is the main text area. So when you talk about the subject of email, so email subject line should summarize the email content. So it should be clear, concise and informative so the recipient knows what to expect when they open the email. So it should not be one word subject like appointment. So always specify the purpose to avoid the confusion. So the next thing is generally when we compose in the email, so you can see in this example, hey billionaire superhero, it's something like salutation address the recipient with an opening greeting depending on the electronic mail type. So it can be formal or informal according to the relationship between the parties. And next one, you can generally when you compose in the email, so we need to add some greetings. So you can see the greetings are friendly messages usually written after the salutations, so it can express gratitude, so appreciations, and or wish the recipient well. The next thing is, so when you compose in the email, the body part, so in the body part is the main content of email. So body contains the message main content. It should be well organized and easy to read and contain all the relevant information as per the need of this communication. And then finally you can see, so we need to add the signature. Signature is the text block at the end of the email. It's typically include the sender's name, the title of job title and contact informations and other relevant details. So some users prefer digital signatures and which make easy and reliable. And so they can use something like email signature template and easily customize it with the credentials. And finally the postscript. And so the postscript is brief message usually added after the signature, so it can emphasize an important point or add personal touch to the electronic mail. So it's also include any text the reader forget to mention in the email main content. And so we can consider in the modern email attachments. So attachments are files attached to the electronic mail. So these can be include some documents, image, so videos or any other type of file that actually the sender want to share with the recipient. So the size of the attachment can be more than can't be more than 25 MB. So several mail servers have several limitations on this attachment, especially the attachment size. Okay, so next in part is understanding the email components. So generally, so in email component there are three things. The first one is message envelope and message header and message body. So if you talk about the message envelope, so it's the context of email. Message envelope is the communication metadata package that contain delivery informations about the email message. So it's separate from message content itself. And it's primarily used by the mail servers to the route and deliver the email. So what are the key components of email envelope? So the first thing is envelope prom address. So envelope prom address also we call as a return path. So this is the email address which bounce messages or the delivery failures are sent. So this is often different from the prom address displayed to the recipient. The next thing is the recipient, actually the envelope 2 part. So envelope 2 means the email address of the intended recipient. So this may include the multiple addresses for the email sent to the multiple recipient. And so important of the email, actually the email envelope. So the first thing is the email delivery. So email delivery means the envelope provides crucial information for the mail servers to route the email to the correct destinations. And the next thing is the bounce handling. So if an email cannot be delivered, then actually the envelope prom address is used to notify the sender. The next thing is, so we can more important, this the SMTP envelope is for this spam filtering. So mail servers may use informations in the envelope to help identify and filter spam email. So if you talk about this email envelope, so it's like a physical letter of envelope, and then envelope contains the recipient address and the return address, so which are essential for the postal services to delivery letter. The actual letter inside the envelope is the email message itself. So technically, the email envelope is handled by the SMTP or the simple mail transfer protocol. So during the email transmission process, so it's not typically visible to the end user, but it plays critical role in the email's journey from the sender to the recipient. Okay, so next part is the message header. So email message header is like envelope of a letter. So it's containing important informations about the email, such as the sender, recipient, subject, and date. So it's also include the technical details about the email journey from sender to recipient. So if you break down the key things of this message header, so there are things from address, to address, subject, return path, so message ID, received. So these are actually the things contained on the message header. And the final part of these components of email is message body. So message body of email is the main content area where you write your message. So it's like letter inside the envelope. So if you break down key elements of message body, so in the last part we discussed these components of the body part. So greetings, generally we can add some hi or hey, dear, so like that we can add greeting. And then introduction, about the brief, state your reasons for the writing. And then main content, so where you're going to explain your message in detail. So then we can actually the closing signature we can add. So those are the things actually the content of about the message body. Okay, so if we talk about the email server's role, so what is the email server? So email server, it's something like giant, always on computer, dedicated to handling email. So email server is the heart of email communication, and it serves as central locations for the sending, receiving, and archiving or the saving of emails correspondent. So these generally servers maintain storage and route messages, authenticate users, and so these are the main function of email server. So actually it's in the physical term of the email server. So if you talk about it's like a post office or the mail room of the internet. So the main functions: receiving emails, store emails, and send emails, and manage email accounts. These are the main things we need to think about email server. And so there are several type of email servers available. In the next slide we'll discuss this type of email servers. So if we compare with that email client and the email server, so email client is your personal manager. So email client is software, is something like interface you use to access and manage your email. So it's like your personal mailbox and mail sorting tool. And so generally the mail client will be connected to the mail server. So your email client actually connect to your email server to fetch new emails, and also it's display in the emails. It's present your emails in a readable format, allowing you to read and reply for them. And then you will compose emails, so you can actually use your email client to write new emails and send them off. And then organize emails. Generally you can email client often have to features like organize your emails with folders, labels, and filters. So those things, actually those are the things we need to consider about the email client. So if you talk about the example of email client, it's something like there are desktop based email client available, similar to Microsoft Outlook and the Mozilla Thunderbird, Apple Mail. And also if we talk about the webmail client, Gmail and Yahoo Mail. So Outlook also, Outlook.com also use the webmail client. And then the mobile apps, there are several email apps available on your phone, on your as an email app. And so email client is simply the interface. It's interacting with your emails, so it's allowing to read, write, and manage them. Okay, so these are the type of email servers so we can consider. So like I talk about, there are the web-based email servers available. So it's something like these servers allow you to access their email using web browser. So the example of we can consider the public email servers like Gmail, Yahoo Mail, and Outlook.com. And there are SMTP servers available. So in the corporate world, so these SMTP servers will be used actually. So it's they are responsible for the sending outbound emails especially. So the SMTP servers use the simple mail transfer protocol SMTP to communicate with these mail servers. And so generally these SMTP servers are used for the outgoing emails. And there are IMAP email servers available. So the IMAP mail servers are generally used for the incoming mail facility. So IMAP servers storing and managing incoming mails on the server itself. So they are enable users to read, organize, and delete emails without downloading them to their devices. Simply, these IMAP email servers actually won't allowing users to download the emails to their email client. Generally, through the email client program, it will display the email on the email server. And on the other hand, POP3 email servers are, so these are another type of email incoming mail servers. So these servers actually retrieve and store emails on the client device rather than email server. So typically removing them from the server. So when you read that email from client, generally, so that email message won't be available on the server. So it will locally actually storing on the mail client inside the user PC. So this means that emails are accessible only the device where they were downloaded. So there are when you talk about these modern email servers, all these are included as a package. Okay, so if you talk about the Microsoft Exchange server, so Exchange server has this webmail facility, SMTP server facility, IMAP, and POP3 facility as well. So if you talk about these functionalities, so you can see there are several differentiates between these type of mail servers. If you talk about the web mail server, so generally we can access via the web browser, and it's a protocol use HTTP and HTTPS, and its storage is server based. And compatibility, so if you have any device with the internet, you can or the network connectivity, you can access the webmail. And then so SMTP server, it's generally used for the outbound emails, and protocol use SMTP. And so any device with email client, you can access these emails from the SMTP server. And then IMAP email server, it's something storing and managing incoming mails, and protocol is IMAP, and it's server based and multiple devices. And so if you talk about the POP3 email server, it's storing incoming emails on the local device. So the protocol used with the POP3, you can see the difference between these other mail servers and POP3 email servers. Email storage on the local device. So these are the different functionalities of these mail server. So like I said about all these different type of email servers in the modern email server, it's a different features. Okay. So so how does email server work? So in the last video also I have explained about how that email server work in the simple way. So these are the step-by-step procedure how that email server generally work. So the first thing is the step one, actually when you compose an email and when you try to hit send button, then this email message will be actually you use email client to compose the email message, and once you hit, then it will forward it to the SMTP server, so which is always connected with your email client. And then the step 2 is finding the recipient address. So the SMTP server is actually use the DNS to find out recipient domain, and actually recipient domain MX record will be used to route the email. So in the step 3 you can see role of DNS server and record. DNS server acts like address book for the internet, so it's looking for recipient domain, and so SMTP server with correct IP address. So for the instance, MX record will be used for this type of DNS record, and so we'll discuss this MX record later. So MS record is the heart of email, SMTP email. Generally we need to publish this MX record on the DNS side. So once you found this MX record, then the mail server know where to send. So actually it will making connection with the recipient SMTP server through the internet, and then they will communicate, confirm everything is in order. The next point is sending email in the pieces. It's for the faster travel, so email broken into the smaller chunk, so like pieces. So on the recipient side, so if you have spam gateway or email security, so it will check and the filter out these spams. Only the good mail will be stored on the will be forwarded to the SMTP server. So this one is recipient SMTP server. So the finally, once this email message is received on the recipient SMTP server, so it will deliver in the inbox mail client of the recipient domain. So that's how that actually through this email server works. So if you talk about the different example of email server programs, these are some common server programs. Microsoft Exchange server. So Microsoft is one of the oldest email server platform. So they have on-premise mail server we call as Exchange server, and they have also there are cloud versions of Exchange Online, and O365 is generally the Microsoft cloud email platform. And then Simbra, so another open source and one of the popular thing mail server, and this one is Excel Domino, another type of email server, and also Postpic email server is another example of different email server program. So hope you clear about the video today. Thank you very much.